So there we have it, and then we're going to go to which camera's got our faces. That's camera 1. Hi everyone, Paul Donovan here, Technician.ca, your channel for tips and tricks for AV technicians. I'm here today with Ruben, and today we're going to play with the cameras called PTZ Cameras. If you're liking my channel, you can click subscribe and follow the videos as I make them. And also don't forget, if you like this video, hit thumbs up. And also on top of that, there's comments are open. Feel free to leave comments. I always welcome comments. So today our topic is PTZ cameras. P stands for pan, T stands for tilt, and Z stands for zoom. And what happens is you have a camera that is capable of moving left, right, up, and down via a remote control. And I just happen to have one of those remote controls right here. This is a PTZ remote control camera controller. This one happens to have a preview monitor right on the inside of it, and it's really handy. This one is powered strictly by well, I could actually take that power out and it should continue working. And it's going to have the heart attack now, isn't it? Is it on or off, or did I just turn it on or off? Turn it on. I just killed it. So you're still getting from the camera, but I just killed my PTZ controller. It is PoE. PoE stands for Power over Ethernet. And so what happens is it's coming in on Power over Ethernet. All the power comes here. It doesn't even need an adapter. Amazing, isn't it? In fact, if you look on my table here, you see this thing about to fall on the floor. This is just a typical router that happens to have internet and capabilities. It's been preset to a very specific set of IP numbers so that I don't have to reset all of the cameras and everything. So this connects up to, where's the hub gone? It's gone down on the floor. Oh, of course. Don't ever do what I'm doing. Don't pull on your cables, you never know. So then I have this device. It's a switch hub, happens to be 5 channels. 4 of the channels have power on them, and the 5th channel is just strictly data. They're all Ethernet capable, gigabit capable. Everything that's plugged in the first 4 channels is providing a power outwards. So this one is the one that's powering up the controller. The next one is controlling the camera that I'm talking to you with. The next one is controlling a camera you're going to see off the side. And the other one's controlling a camera that's over across the room. These, you can't just use any ordinary hub, because if you did, then your cameras would have to get plugged in. Now let me show you camera 3, camera 3, camera 3. So this is the PTZ camera that is in position 3. And in position 3, it has, if you'll notice, it has just one single wire coming in, one Cat5 wire coming in. That is what's providing all the electricity that's needed. So all of these other things on the back of the camera are not necessarily needed. This camera happens to come with an SDI out, HDMI out, and it has a few other jacks that I'll explain in a different video when I have close-ups and images. But this is the PTZ camera from the front. Now if I want to look at, who's looking at that? That one? No. 3, 2, 2, there we go. The camera we just looked at is now looking at the camera that I was talking to you on, and you'll notice it's a little bit out of focus. So that's camera number 1. That's not camera 1, it's camera 2. You'll notice it's a little bit out of focus, so I'm just going to remotely change the focus. Got to look on the screen here. There, that looks a little bit more in focus. And now that camera that we're actually looking at is camera number 1. And what I'm going to do now is, is that camera 1? Yes, so don't look here. Camera 1, and you'll notice, watch as I remotely pan it left and right. And I pan it right and left. See? And I can go up. And I can, well, that's down. I can go up, and I can go down. And even within the camera, I can position it. I can actually zoom it. You won't see it zoom because it's an internal lens thing. You won't see it zoom, but it actually zooms. See that? Okay, now I'm going to come back to camera number 1, the one that's got my face on it. So you see, it's very interesting how these cameras work. Now, these controllers operate in different ways. I'm going to see if I can get camera 3 to see this controller. Can you call up camera 3? Okay. Now I want you to change it so it's looking at this controller. That's that over there. So change its position. So I'm going to see how talented he is. I'm going to put camera 3 on while he changes so it's looking at our controller. So he's going to pan, tilt, zoom. No, not the camera, this thing. So you need to up. No, you need to tilt upwards. Up. Don't look here. Look here. Look for this controller by the camera. To the right, to the right, to the right. Then up a bit. Up a bit. Not zooming. That's zoom in.
Okay, just check. Give me so that it's easy for me to determine.
Okay, and up a bit.
Then that's for control.
Does it have any more? Let's see the maximum zoom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the camera that we're using, camera 3, is a 20 times optical zoom. Now, can you focus that up for me? I think you want to bring it down a little bit. Oops, a little far, just a hair. Okay. That's zoom.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That's not zoom. What's focused is my computer. So you want to bring the focus so my hands are nice and clear. There, now the controller's in place. So if I was to turn this thing sideways, you would be able to see the controller. Now, not all PTZ controllers have a small preview monitor. This is a nice bonus to this one. All right? It has a whole series of buttons, and believe me, a lot of PTZ controllers have almost exactly the same layout with them. They may just be different colors or slightly different. So when I want to call up a camera, I hit the word cam, I choose the number of camera I want, and I press enter. And now I'm looking at camera 1, and you can see camera 1 in the little window. And that's the camera 1, that is what this device is talking to, even though I'm actually talking to you with camera 3. If I want to call up camera 2, enter. And now up here we see the shot that camera 2 has, and the shot of camera 2 is actually camera 1. So I want you to make that camera point at us. That's camera 2. So you're already in camera 2, so make it move to us. Other way. Zoom out. And pan to the left. The other left. Keep going all the way so it sees us. And zoom out a bit. Out. Zoom out. A little more. And there we go. So there you can see how we set it up that you can now see. Let's see what camera 2 looks like now. So this is the shot that we have just tuned that camera to. That lovely thing is in the way. But that's because we're shooting off of camera. What camera are we looking at? We're looking at camera 3, right? Camera 3 is looking at this, and we're looking at camera 2. So what does camera 2 look like? Camera 2, camera 3 is the close-up. All right. So we want to lock this into a preset. Okay, you make this shot, which is camera 2 that you're on, right? You're on camera 2. Make this a preset number 1.
Camera 2.
Yeah, so preset number 1. No, set preset.
Set preset. No.
Preset 1 and enter. All right? And now let's change this to a wider shot. So zoom out. Okay, to the right a little bit. To the right. Okay, and now make that preset 2. So set preset 2.
2.
2, enter. Okay, so we just used the set preset button, then we chose the number, and we entered it, reserved it, okay? These things have, I think, 200 presets. You can set them up. And probably the one thing I'd complain about this board is the fact that set presets on the left side and call presets on the right side, not very good, because you'd be surprised how many people using this will hit the left side and end up losing their presets. So to call a preset, we're going to call up preset 1, and you see it moved in, just like that. And to call preset 2, and he moved in that way. So this is how you can set, and each camera has its own presets, and they're retained by the camera even after you unplug the camera. Okay? All right, so let's go back to camera 1. Camera 1. So setting up the equipment is not really that difficult, as long as you know how to put stuff, take stuff out of boxes and so on. What you do have to remember is you need a router that is going to be preset to your own set of IP codes. And what I've done here is I've actually set it to the 10.0.0 collection of numbers. That is sort of unique. Then don't forget that you do need power over Ethernet. Now, true, these cameras have the ability to hook in an SDI cable or an HDMI cable. They come with a power adapter, so they can run from power from the wall, and you can pull off an SDI signal. Now, what I haven't told you about, and I will show you screenshots later, this is coming into OBS via a VLC RTSP stream. So we're actually using a video stream that the camera is putting out all the way through the Ethernet to OBS, and there's about a, what did you say, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 second lead?
Seconds.
Yeah, a couple of seconds delay in what the camera does.
The latency.
So when you're working with the controller has to use here the display to do their focus and setup. They can't be looking at OBS and trying to do it because of the 2 second delay. So it's important that people who are working doing this, that the PTZ controller is an independent setup and the OBS operator. So as I was saying to Ruben earlier, this would be the camera operator who happens to be able to operate 4 cameras, and then there would be a director who would call the shots. So the director would call to Ruben and would say, camera number 2, preset 2. Then he would wait until the shot is ready, and then he would take the shot. And this is how you would go about doing it. Now, we were experimenting earlier about how smooth the pan and tilt is. And I'm going to try it first, and then I'll get you to try it. So here we are on camera 1, and I'm going to demonstrate how smooth it is. So zoom in and zoom out is not that bad, all right? But with this controller, I can't zoom out and in at the same time. I can pan to the right, and I can pan to the left, and I can go back to center line. I could even do up and to the right at the same time, and I can go down and to the left at the same time. So pan and tilting can happen simultaneously. But I can't pan to the left and zoom in. Zoom in has to happen separately. If you're wondering what those machines are, those are ultrasound machines. We're at a medical conference. Those are ultrasound machines. So then we need to bring it back to our position, which was, what was it, preset 1? So call preset 1 on camera 1. So, and it didn't come back to us. So let's bring it manually. Let's bring this back to our faces. No, we're panning. Pan to the right or the left. Don't look here, look here. Here we go, and zoom in so people can see us. The other way, there we go. So, see, he didn't even know about this machine until this morning, and he's had lunchtime to think about it. Now he's learning how to use it. Now, a lot of people who are also very picky about their camera operations and so on might be a little hesitant to use this, but you do have to, it's very hard to be a single operator, although, you know, you could do it, because you have to concentrate on your camera setup. Then you go back and you be the director where you direct your shots. And then you add on top of it, I'm the talent that's being the shot on the thing. So it means I'm actually trying to be the camera operator, the director, and I'm also the person speaking on camera, as we call it, the talent. And believe it or not, something is going to fail if we keep doing it that way. So there's a short introduction to PTZ cameras. The whole key thing, remember, is power over Ethernet means that you can do these things with just one wire into the camera. And and you can run the computer. Remember, I had to put my OBS computer, I had to also be connected up to the router so that my OBS would be able to pick up the codes, the RTSP feed. Well, what do you know? I've rambled on, and I'm going to probably add some little tidbits in with still photos, but here we are, PTZ Cameras. Thanks for watching this. If you like this channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. What about Ruben? Give him a thumbs up too. All right? And don't forget to leave some comments. This is the YouTube channel Technician.ca. Tips and tricks for AV technicians. I'm Paul Donovan. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Say goodbye. Bye-bye. And transition to this one.